Hello everybody. It is the day before the Super Bowl. And so I thought we would do a fun little weekend vlog where I read a bunch of football romances before the Super Bowl and, you know, the epitome of the Super Bowl romance, football romance, which is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Wearing my Reputation sweatshirt today. we're with all the good vibes. I also have a Chiefs sweatshirt, but a Taylor Swift Chiefs sweatshirt for tomorrow. I had to come on here and talk to you about the first book, which is You Had Your Chance, Liberos by Piper Rayne. Piper Rayne is a very, well-established romance author, especially in, the Kindle Unlimited space. So I was hopeful for this one. I am dying a slow death, and I am only on chapter 13. I have the physical book, so let me see how far into that is. Okay, so I have the physical copy of it. It is 73 pages in. There's so much wrong with this book already. First off, I didn't realize it was Second Chance. Should have known that. Should have read it because it's on the back of the book that it is. He broke her heart in college. But then, you know my opinions on Second Chance romances, right? You know that most of the time, when someone does something dumb, they don't deserve, at least this dumb, they don't deserve a second chance. And in college, they were together, and then she found out that it was all because of a bet. His teammates had bet $1,000 that he could ask her out or date her, whatever. That feels gross. Even 8 years later, I wouldn't be giving anybody a second chance after that. So there's that. The knowledge of football, non-existent. You don't go to school at the University of Michigan and then call yourself a Green Bay fan. You're a Detroit fan. That's how that works. I'm gonna continue reading this. You're like, Brie, why don't you just DNF it? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna finish this book because otherwise then I only have 2 books for this, and I just I don't know. I just really want to find a good football romance because I haven't found one in so long. They've all been so bad. I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna finish this. I'm on sprints with Margaret and I'm gonna continue reading this. So I'll talk to you later. We're gonna go grocery shopping this afternoon for football snacks for the Super Bowl tomorrow. But until then, I'll talk to you later. It has literally been 5 minutes since I last updated you. She said Canadianism. He said A. He was ended his sentence with A, which is a little stereotypical for Canadian, but the male main character is Canadian, and she mocks him and literally says mocking his Canadianism. And I just thought my Canadian friends that watch my videos would appreciate that. So there you go. All right, hi, welcome to the car. We're gonna chat while I drive to the grocery store. I am, I think, about 50% of the way through You Had Your Chance, Liberos. Also, how did I not realize? Obviously I didn't read the synopsis, but also the title is literally You Had Your Chance. So obviously it's a second chance romance, right? This is probably gonna end up looking really funny because you're gonna get jump cuts where you'll be able to see the background changing. That's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, so let me just say, the smut is really good. The smut scene was quite hot, not gonna lie. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Okay, so really like that. I don't think there's a lot of logic in this book. Why is my car making so much noise? But there's not a lot of logic happening in this book, specifically in the fact that they'll talk about oh, we're going to Denver this week for the game, and then the next scene is we beat LA, and I don't you were in Denver. So I don't know if there's we're skipping weeks, we're literally skipping weeks, and I'm just not catching on, and honestly I don't care enough to go back and check, or if she forgot which scene that she said when she was writing the scene before. I don't know. So if you're going in for this book for football knowledge, maybe don't. But I do not like the male main character. He is so egotistical and so the center of the universe type of character that I just can't get behind it.
And like, and I was talking about this on Sprint, so you might have already heard this, but I just thought it was funny. When you have a second chance romance, you really have to have this conversation of like, you know, why should you be back together? Why would you put yourself through that potential heartbreak again? And currently her reason is he's hot and he has 6-pack abs. But like, Miss Ma'am, you are the trainer for an NFL team. All 53 men on that roster are hot. So anyways, that's just my thought. So anyway, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna get some stuff for snacks. It feels like everybody else in Utah wants to get snacks today too, because there's no parking. But I will talk to you. I'm gonna show you some B-roll footage of the grocery shopping experience. I don't know. Okay.
Fireworks like the 4th of July. Just to stare, I get those butterflies. I tell myself this time I won't catch feelings, but still I feel them.
It's time for a classic, you're in the kitchen cabinet, and we're gonna do a grocery haul with all the dogs being crazy. Okay, so first off, everybody in the state of Utah was at Smith's today. But let's talk about what I got. Not all of this is for the Super Bowl, but they had sales. First I got some strawberries, because they're like really good ones. This will not make sense without the other part, the other containment of it. This massive thing of soft pretzels that you like stick in the oven for a couple minutes, and some honey Dijon mustard. $5, actually $4 because you got an extra deal because I'm a member. We love Kroger. Okay, Lay's was doing a buy 2 get 3 free on all of their chips. So we are trying all of the flavors. I got sour cream cheddar and sour cream. Obviously this is not all for the Super Bowl, but I like having chips with my lunch and stuff. Barbecue, sour cream and onion. Dill pickle, which I've never tried before, but Derek likes pickles, so I'm hoping he likes these. And then these honey barbecue poppables, all on sale. Getting 5 for the price of 2. Great. Got some potato skins. Got some breakfast sandwiches for like work breakfast stuff. Got a pasta salad to make for today. To have a leftover salmon from last night. And I want to put it in the salad. Then we got, like, okay, they have the cutest little charcuterie board stuff. So I got some rosemary crackers. Then I got some meats. So prosciutto, salami, and pepperoni. And then these like sample cheeses. So you could get a bunch of them, and they were all like $2. So I got a Fontina. I got a goat cheese brick. I got a Stilton with blueberry. Sounded good. And a Gruyere. So anyway. Oh, sorry, Schmidt. And then some wings. So that we had some protein. But anyway, that's what I got. I'm gonna go put all this away. I also got some beer and some soda. Anyway, talk to you in a minute. Am I being absolutely lazy and just putting you in my bookshelf? Oh, I'm gonna have to fix the lights here. Hold on. Alright, that's slightly better. It's not a great look, but that's fine. Let's talk. You're just sitting in my bookshelf. Okay, I finished. You had your Chantilly brows. I'm giving this 2 stars. The smell was good. The smell was good. I guess spicy. It's got all the right spice. And honestly, I might read the next book in the series. But this was not a good second chance romance. This was not a well thought out, well plotted book. This book had like, I don't know, like I was trying to think about like how we could have plotted this book better, and I think like had it not been a second chance romance and they just like got together, because like you had this forbidden romance aspect of it because they work together and it's against policy for them to be dating because they like she's on the training staff. So like we could, that was all we needed. We didn't also need this baggage of having dated and like broken her heart in college because it wasn't necessary and never like we never talked about it. Okay? Like, I was like, oh, they're probably just, you know, there's gonna be this miscommunication thing, and he's gonna be like, oh no, like it wasn't a bet, I was just trying to get the guys off of me, like da 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 da, but I was actually in love with you. But we never did that. And like, so like that was a thing that happened in college, was he was like, yep, I'm gonna bet the guys $1,000 that I can get a date with her. Which, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So 2 stars. That's all this is. We're gonna move on, because I think The X Effect by Carla Sorensen is also kind of a second chance romance, or kind of like they knew each other in the past. So we're gonna not do that one right now, so we don't have to do it 2 in a row. And we're gonna read The Red Zone, which is a single dad and an Annie romance, which, like, we love. So this is by Amy Knight. I think she's also going to a Polycon. I think. Could be wrong, but I think it's a Polycon. So that'd be nice to get that off of like another author that I've read from before I go to a Polycon. So that's what we're gonna do this afternoon. I need to go fold some laundry. I'm on sprints with Margaret right now, and Brie. I'll talk to you later. I haven't started the book, so I don't know anything about it.
12 seconds later.
Wait a second, I'm an idiot. One of the whole reasons I came on, other than finishing the book, was that I got my Aardvark box in the mail, and I was gonna show them to you. I skipped Book of the Month in February, but I got 2 books from Aardvark, so like that kind of defeats the purpose. But I got The Clinic by Kate Quinn. Let me just make sure. Okay, source books. Always have to make sure it's not a St. Martin's book. So The Clinic is like super spooky. Love it. Meg works for a casino in LA, catching cheaters and popping a few too many pain pills to cope, following a fair different path than her sister, a famous actress, but suddenly reports surface of Haley dying at the remote rehab facility where she's been forced to go to get her addictions under control. There are whispers of suicide, but Meg can't believe it. She decides the best way to find out what happened to her sister is to check in herself. Ooh, maybe this is like The Silent Patient? This sounds good. It's also a very blue cover, so I could read it in March for Realmathon. And then also a blue cover. It is blue. It's gonna look black on screen, but it is blue. Is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And this is a Holmes and Watson style detective duo take the stage in a fantasy with a mystery twist. I don't really want to read into this, but I've heard really good things about it. That's what I got. Okay, now I'm gonna go do laundry. Hello, happy Sunday. I've got my Chiefs. It's not a real Chiefs sweatshirt because I'm not a Chiefs fan, but it's the Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming in straight home to me. If you know, you know. But anyways, it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I also have to talk to you about a book because I never vlogged The Red Zone by Amy Knight. Okay, here's the thing. This book was such a sweet book, okay? Let me give you like a premise of it. Also, I feel very short because this is slightly off. Okay, here we go. So it was actually a second chance romance. Remember when I said, no, it's not a second chance romance. It is a second chance romance, kind of. It was essentially the quarterback of the high school team, and then this like nerdy freshman girl, and they had one kiss, and then he left. Graduated, went away, didn't see him for 15 years, whatever it was. So it wasn't like so it wasn't like you had your chance where like somebody did something wrong. It was just that they actually like grew apart, which I can handle in a second chance romance. This man has custody of his sister who has Down syndrome. His sister is much younger than he is, and his mom passed away, and so he takes care of her. And then she is the special ed teacher. And so they kind of get back together. They kind of like are friends first. Like he's freaking out because like she's kind of, you know, she's hitting like puberty and like, you know, the awkward single dad kind of things happening, even though it's like older brother. And I really, really loved it until about 85% of the way in. And I'm gonna spoil it. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this book, I guess skip ahead a 30 seconds or whatever. Why do authors feel the need to have a surprise pregnancy? Because it completely changes the relationship dynamic. If the woman comes to him and says like, hey, like I'm pregnant with your kid, before he's even said like I love you, then he kind of like, he's an asshole if he's like, oh, sorry, this isn't in my cards. So like obviously he's gonna be like, well, I've always loved you, blah blah blah, and it just lessens everything, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Also, this book had like 3 epilogues, which is not necessary. I still have to run it through my like numbers, my stats, for like the breakdown of everything, but it's probably going to end up around a 3 because I think for a large majority of this book I really, really liked it, and it just like really fell apart at the end. But that's like, I don't know, I can't fault the whole book for that, but it's definitely going to take a hit because of it. So it'll probably sit around a 3-star. The next one we're going to read is The X Effect. It is 12:45. Super Bowl starts at 4:30. So I have 3.5 hours ish to read this book. Will it probably leak into the Super Bowl? Probably, it probably will. Also, we'll probably start getting the snacks out as we get closer. You know, the whole thing. I'll talk to you later. Also, the puppy bowl is happening right now.
Broken record store, I see us together all the time, only in my mind. Baby, when we're dancing side by side, locking eye to eye. Yeah, can you pull me closer? 'Cause lately, feeling I'm so unlike myself. Been acting like I'm somebody else. What's wrong with me? I can't figure it out. Yeah, I'm so unlike myself. Yeah, I'm so unlike myself. I've always been quite bad.
Hello. I should have known better than, hey, I'm gonna vlog during the Super Bowl, because that doesn't happen. I was intoxicated a little bit. Listen, you didn't want that vlog clip. However, the Chiefs won, so that's fantastic. Taylor and Travis are so cute. The after party stuff, oh my gosh, I'm living my best life right now. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the book. So let's talk about The X Effect by Carla Sorensen, because I didn't talk to you at all about this book. And this is not a second chance romance in the traditional sense. It is he was engaged to her sister, and then her sister cheated on him. It's a whole family drama mess, which like kind of added to the like awkwardness of like the rom-cominess of this plot, and I had the best time. I also think this one has like probably the most football like in the book, if that makes sense. She works for the team, and again, I'm starting to get all my plots mixed up, but she is like the social media person for this team, and then he is one of the like defensive captains. I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was so much fun. It was absolutely ridiculous, and there was like this time where the family was thinking that she was with somebody else because he like showed up and she happened to have flowers on his desk or on her desk, and it was just so ridiculous in its like plot that I just kind of went along for the ride. Also, I am 100% going to be reading The Marriage Effect, which is the 3rd book in this series, sooner rather than later, because Logan is I don't remember what position he plays. I think he's the tight end. But anyway, he is Roy Kent in football term. Like, he is grumpy, he's an asshole, and I want to read his book because he's probably a sweet teddy bear. So anyway, but that's besides the point. That's later on down the road. I feel like this vlog kind of like was a little bit chaotic, and it started out really strong, and then we divulged into just chaos. But I had a good time. I had a fun weekend of reading football romances. I'll read more. I love reading football romances. Even when they're not great, like, I still just have a lot of fun with them, if that makes sense. But this one was definitely my favorite. And also there wasn't a surprise pregnancy in this one, which is like always a win for a contemporary romance, apparently. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to say. I really wish we would have talked more about therapy in this book, because I feel like both of the characters have a ton of baggage going into this relationship, and if they don't deal with it on their own, they're not gonna last. So I wish we would have talked about therapy a little bit more, because like he was engaged to the sister, but then also had gotten out of a divorce, like had been divorced previously, and then she has like debilitating fear of not like pleasing her parents. Like her parents are all doctors, and she's like the one in the family that didn't become a doctor. And she kind of like gets over it by the end of like, you know, standing up to her parents. But like, I don't know, it's something like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like therapy would be good for some characters, these two in particular. But anyway, I mean, it was written, I think, in 2019, if I remember correctly. So like that was kind of before we really started talking about mental health in romance books. So like I get it. But like had we rewritten it today, I would have loved to see more therapy. And that might just be because like I just got off of reading Icebreaker, which has fantastic mental health rep. Like if you want some anxiety rep and some like talk of going to therapy, that book. I have a whole vlog. You can go watch it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I hope that if you watched the Super Bowl, you had fun. It was at least an enjoyable game. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm feeling that it will be when you're with me. Yeah, when you're with me.